We're the Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, audio and video streaming at wgnsradio.com. This is Rutherford Issues, hitting right at what matters most to all of us here in the heart of Tennessee. From Murfreesboro to Smyrna, Eagleville to Laverne, Playana to Barfield, and everywhere in between. If it matters to you, you'll hear about it here on Rutherford Issues. Now your host, Brian Barrett.
Well, good morning. Hey, hi, and hello there, fun lovers and truth seekers. Welcome in to a Tuesday, Rutherford Issues, here from News Radio, WGNS. Glad to have you along from the Middle Tennessee Electric Studios. New calendar, same glow in every room. Middle Tennessee Electric keeps you warm today and ready for tomorrow, whatever that might bring. Bringing good energy in 2026 and beyond from Middle Tennessee Electric. Certainly a pleasure to be with you today. We've got a lot of information to get to. Going to check on the forecast. Got kind of cloudy skies now. Maybe some rain today, but it's Friday that we're kind of looking toward for some rain and maybe some storms. And how angry will those storms be when they get here? All of that kind of thing. Kind of take part in here this morning. So hope you will stay with us for a look at the forecast. Yeah, there's already a mention of strong storms, but is that here? Is that... can we pinpoint that at all? So we're going to look at that. I do think we've got the possibility of some heavy rain at least. Okay. So keep that tucked away. But more on the forecast here in just a couple of moments. We need to talk about our daily salutes today. And how about the good neighbor of the day? Everyone over at the Christy Houston Foundation. That's right there, today's SRM Concrete Good Neighbor of the day, for being a tremendous blessing to Rutherford County over the many years. The Christy Houston Foundation today will be the recipient of flowers from Ryan Flowers Coffee and Gifts, along with your good neighbors here at WGNS. Ryan Flowers does really the heavy lifting in all of this as they deliver a beautiful bouquet of flowers to our recipients each and every weekday morning. So it'll be Christy Houston Foundation today. Could be the person you nominate tomorrow. If you send in those nominations, text NEIGHBOR to 615-893-1450, 1450, AM 1450, get it? You might just be putting those together. I doubt it. But 615-893-1450. Text the word neighbor to that number. You'll get a reply. Just tap on the link, fill out the information, click submit, and boom, we're done. Right? Check it out, wgnsradio.com/goodneighbor as well to get in your good neighbor nominations to us here at the Big G. Birthday Club. We had several birthdays today. Thanks for calling and texting those in for this 6th day of January 2026. And our winner today is Hope Rogers. Hope Rogers is going to receive some banana pudding from Slick Pig Barbecue, 1920 East Main. Of course, Slick Pig is open every Tuesday through Saturday. They're serving up the greatest wings and barbecue, of course, ribs. Their ribs, I love their ribs. Slick Pig, stop in, visit with the Robinsons, family-owned business for over 30 years, serving Rutherford County and helping us with the birthday club today with our winner, Hope Rogers. Let's check on some weather for you.
Now, here's your Rutherford weather forecast.
We'll look outside the palatial studios of WGNS. 59 degrees at the Murfreesboro Airport. We've got 60 degrees coming in at the Smyrna Airport here this morning. We've had some areas of drizzle. A little rain fell during the overnight hours. At least my pavement was wet. My driveway when I left this morning. Anything in the forecast today in terms of rain, and what about the week? Let's find out.
Well, Brian, it looks like we'll see mostly cloudy skies here for this afternoon with a high in the mid-60s. We'll have southwest winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 25. Then for tonight, partly cloudy skies develop, a low near 45. Wednesday, partial sunshine develops, high of 65 degrees. Thursday, a chance for rain showers here late, mostly cloudy, a high of 70. Friday, we'll have a chance for rain showers, cloudy, a high around 69 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Thanks, Jennifer, for the update on the forecast. So let's see if I can get the Rutherford weather radar to pull up here. We're going to put it in the extended futurecast mode, if you will. We have several models that we can look at. We'll see if this one goes down. It's our brand new model here. See if it gets us to Friday, and it does. So that's kind of what we want to look at. If you're watching on the Rutherford or on Big G TV, you can see the Rutherford weather radar here. Looks like off and on showers are going to be in the forecast from Thursday night into Friday morning. Showers, maybe even some heavy rainfall during the day on Friday. And then by 6 to 9 p.m., we see a great deal of at least heavy rainfall, if not a heavy thunderstorm or two in the area kind of coming through. There's 9 o'clock, and boy, most of Middle Tennessee from I-65 to the west kind of socked in it at that point. Here's 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m. as things begin to kind of push on off. So it looks like maybe a rainy start to Saturday morning. We'll get back to this here on the Weather Channel here in just a second. We had to break for a test on radio. All right, now back. Here we go. Not sure how far we got before that scheduled EAS there that I knew about. I just totally forgot about. So Friday, off and on rain. Friday night is when we might deal with a storm or two and some definite heavy rain. By Saturday morning, it's beginning to push on out of here. Now, in terms of our outlooks, the Day 4 outlook, which takes us through that time period, shows really from Nashville to the southwest, including all of West Tennessee, really from I-65 to the west, is in a risk of severe weather. And that's a pretty good risk this far out. That could be extended a little further east. We'll just have to wait and see. But there's the whole area, most of Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, West Tennessee, just a touch of the boot heel of Kentucky in this risk for severe weather. So we'll watch it very closely. I mean, it splits Williamson County right in half. So that's how close this is. So, can't rule it out on Friday, especially evening. And it's going to leave us much cooler. The high on Saturday, 63 degrees and falling with windy conditions, and only 43 for a high Sunday, 48 on Monday, 20s for lows. So it's a pretty good front that'll be moving through. We'll keep an eye on it for you on the Rutherford Weather Channel. Check us out, and be sure to head to our YouTube page, especially YouTube, Facebook, X. Those are the places where we're most busy, if you will. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications. I would say choose YouTube and then Facebook or Twitch, or Facebook or X, whichever you are most prone to utilize, and turn on your notifications. That way we can keep you updated on impactful and severe weather from the Rutherford Weather Channel. 59 in Murfreesboro, 60 in Smyrna. That's a look at your forecast this morning.
Good day, Rutherford County. This is Lee Colvin, financial advisor and CFP with Edward Jones. Let's get the latest business news from our financial desk.
Well, taking a look at things, the Dow on the rise after a record-setting session yesterday, all led by Amazon right now. The Dow is up 212 points at 49,190. S&P ahead 16. Let's see. Yeah, 16, almost 17, 69.20. And the NASDAQ is up 48 points at 23,443.
From Wall Street to Church Street, that's the latest business news from the Edward Jones Financial Desk. I'm financial advisor and CFP Lee Colvin. Call 615-907-7056 or stop by our office on South Rutherford Boulevard in the Public Shopping Center.
Rutherford Issues on News Radio WGNS.
Rutherford Issues on WGNS Radio, streaming wgnsradio.com. And you can watch on Big G TV. Our Big G TV coverage is made possible by Murfreesboro Medical Clinic, offering over 20 specialties, several locations, and more than 900 associates dedicated to your health. For quality health care that fits your life, choose MMC. We're checking on that world news scene here next on WGNS from CBS. This update brought to you by Mills Family Pharmacy.
CBS Radio News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Steve Kathan. At a Republican retreat, President Trump touts the military strike in Venezuela that swept up the country's president.
I'm Stacey Lynn in Washington. President Trump called the operation
an amazing military feat that took place
and said it was all very complex.
152 airplanes, many. Talk about boots on the ground. We had a lot of boots on the ground.
The strike blew out the power in Caracas.
That's when they knew there was a problem. There was no electricity.
He said nobody else could have done that.
Nobody has our weapons. Nobody has the quality of our weapons. The problem is we don't produce them fast enough.
Administration officials plan more briefings about Venezuela with lawmakers tomorrow. Republican leaders say California Congressman Doug LaMalfa of California has died suddenly at 65, trimming the GOP margin in the House to 5 seats. Pushback today from Democratic Senator Mark Kelly, the former military man who the defense secretary plans to reprimand. CBS's Michael Wallace.
Hegseth wants to demote Kelly and cut his retirement pay after he recorded a video with other Democrats calling on service members deployed to American cities to refuse illegal orders.
It's nonsense.
Kelly told CBS Mornings,
"This administration doesn't like what I say. Now they're talking about demoting me. That was after the president said I should be hanged."
From Washington, CBS's Scott McFarlane reports House Democrats are holding a hearing 5 years after the attack on the U.S. Capitol.
They'll have some testimony, talk about the damage of January 6th and the ongoing threat to democracy. Then you have the convicted rioters, some of whom are retracing their steps from the White House ellipse to the Capitol West Front today, the same march they made 5 years ago today.
Overseas, the mayor of the Swiss resort town says there had been no fire inspections for nearly 7 years at the bar that burned last week, killing 40. The BBC's Imogen Folks.
The admission raises yet more questions about this disaster. How, at the last inspection in 2019, could the ceiling insulation foam have been ruled safe? How did the authorities not notice social media photographs of young people waving sparklers close to that ceiling? Crans-Montana's authorities could face prosecution.
From the Motor City, a growing recall from Volkswagen. WWJ Radio's Jeff Gilbert.
It started with a recall of 175,000 Porsches last week because of problems with the rear-view cameras. Now they've added Audis and Volkswagens, and the count is up to more than 500,000 vehicles from 2019 to 2026. The issue will be fixed with a software update.
This is CBS News.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you feel embarrassed, trapped, maybe even ashamed just because you own a timeshare? Well, I'm here to tell you you're not alone. Chuck McDowell here, the timeshare cancellation guy. I get over 3,000 complaints a week from all kinds of folks that feel the same way you do. Honest people, teachers, veterans, grandparents, all losing sleep over a timeshare they can't get rid of. That's why 15 years ago, I founded Wesley Financial Group to help people take their lives back. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we would want our own family to be treated. That mindset has helped us cancel over 50,000 timeshares from people just like you. So if you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-261-3377. 800-261-3377. 800-261-3377.
Whether it's a cough, a fever, or something you can't quite name, MMC Now makes care easy. Walk right in, get seen quickly, and your visit connects directly to your MMC doctor. Care you trust, with providers you know, with digital check-in and multiple locations around town. MMC Now is here when you need us.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic.
Family Pharmacy.
Many medications for our animals have to be compounded, and we offer that here at Mills Family Pharmacy.
Mills Family Pharmacy offers a wide range of compounding.
Special for you, your loved ones, or for your pets.
Learn more at millsfamilypharmacy.com.
Thank you for allowing us to be your local pharmacy. We're at 2994 South Church Street, next to Toots.
Mills Family Pharmacy, dedicated to providing customers with services to meet their needs.
Ascension St. Thomas Heart is the leader in Middle Tennessee for heart care, providing the most advanced options, including heart surgery and transplants. Our nationally recognized cardiac team cares for more adult hearts than anyone in the state, from AFib to heart failure, using minimally invasive options when possible to help shorten recovery, making Ascension St. Thomas Heart your first choice for routine heart care and cardiac emergencies. Schedule a heart screening or find a cardiologist at ascension.org/St. Thomas Heart.
This is Pastor Nikki Ajapong, lead pastor of Holy Hill Chapel.
Here are sermons on WGNS Sunday night at 7:30.
Our sermons are loaded with the keys of the kingdom. If you don't have the keys, you'll be stranded.
Visit Holy Hill Chapel, tn.org to hear our podcast.
This is News Radio WGNS Prime Time Sports.
Sponsored by the law offices of John Day. Our expanded office location is on Medical Center Parkway, just across the street from the hospital. If you've been injured, call us for a free consultation at 867-9900.
Well, sports-wise, last night we got the MTSU basketball coaches shows kicked off. It was Rick Insel at 6. At 7 o'clock, the Nick McDevitt shows, both of those happening last night to kick off the year. And we'll have those each Monday night with the exception of the 19th. That's the night of the national championship game. So we will skip that week and be right back at it the 26th. Middle Tennessee in action versus UTEP on Thursday. The Lady Raiders are at home, the men on the road. So we will have the Lady Raider game on WGNS. Same on Saturday as the Lady Raiders host New Mexico State. The men, that'll be at 11:30, by the way, the tip. And then the men at 6:30 will have that game on from New Mexico State. So that's coming up here on the weekend. And the men's game is at the same time, 6 o'clock on Thursday. So Lady Raiders only here on WGNS. And no, it's at 8 p.m., so we will get that one in progress. I just misread that. So that's a look at the latest MTSU sports. High school-wise, we've, of course, got Tuesday, Friday, except tonight, but Tuesday, Friday for the foreseeable future. Friday night, we are on the road at Riverdale for the it's Riverdale Oakland Battle of the Borough. So be sure to catch that on WGNS. That's Friday night. Bill Hockenberry going to join me this Friday night for that one. So be sure to tune in right before around 5:45, right after All Sports Talk. Saturday morning, we get back at the Coaches Conversation as well, the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner here on WGNS. That's the latest in local sports. You can find out all of this information at WGNSsports.com. Let's check in with our friends at Access Tennessee.
Access Tennessee Sports. I'm Josh Copley. The Music City saw championship football on Monday when Montana State and Illinois State did battle for the FCS national title. The game was hosted inside Vanderbilt's First Bank Stadium with a turnout of over 24,000. The fans were given a treat as Montana State would win 35-34 in an overtime thriller. Per the Nashville Tennessean, this was the first of 2 years that the FCS championship will be held in Nashville, Nashville, and there will be an attempt to keep it there even beyond 2027. Big news from the Nashville Predators. Fan favorite goaltender Eustace Onnunen, also known as Juice, signed a 2-year extension with the organization. This deal is worth $2.5 million, and it will be put into effect at the end of this season, keeping him around until at least 2028. Vanderbilt football secured a transfer yesterday. Offensive lineman Bo Johnson will be joining the Commodores from North Dakota State after entering the transfer portal. I'm Josh Copley with Access Tennessee Sports.
Do your sinus infections always seem to come back no matter what you do? The pressure builds, the headaches drag on, the congestion makes it hard to sleep, hard to focus, hard to feel like yourself. Here's what most people don't actually know. Sinus infections keep coming back because your sinuses can't fully drain. That's why the pressure, the headaches, and the congestion keep coming back time and time again. Balloon sinuplasty gently opens your sinuses in a quick, in-office procedure, so the infections can finally clear. At Murfreesboro Sinus Center, they've helped thousands of patients break free from the sinus infection cycle so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and finally feel like yourself again. Don't wait another season fighting sinus pain. Call Murfreesboro Sinus Center today at 615-649-4590 to see if balloon sinuplasty is right for you. Call 615-649-4590. That's 615-649-4590.
It's where bold talk meets big laughs. The Rick Burgess Show, weekdays from 11 to 2.
The Rick Burgess Show, weekdays 11 to 2 on News Radio WGNS.
This message brought to you by the Central Tennessee Regional Solid Waste Planning Board. Visit RecycleRightTN.com for tips, ideas, and locations on where to recycle near you. That's RecycleRightTN.com.
Recycle right, it's all on you. Don't be trashy, recycle classy, recycle right, Tennessee.
Go to RecycleRightTN.com.
Recycle right, Tennessee.
Listen each weekday morning at 9 o'clock for the Roundtable here on News Radio WGNS. Interesting hosts and guests with the news, views, and people that are shaping Rutherford County.
Access Tennessee News, I'm Carlin Cochran. Austin Peay State University will pay a professor $500,000 after firing him over a social media post following conservative activist Charlie Kirk's death. Associate Professor Darren Michael was initially terminated, then suspended after due process was found to be violated. He was reinstated last month. A settlement obtained by WKRN says the settlement includes the payout and reimbursement for counseling services. A new Tennessee law now requires all bail bondsmen in the state to be licensed through a newly created state board. Oversight moves to the Department of Commerce and Insurance, which will handle licensing, complaints, and discipline. Bondsmen must register with the state by March 1st of next year to continue operating. State officials say the change will strengthen consumer protections and standardize professional rules across the industry.
I'm Betsy Maples with Maples Realty and Auction. Are you looking for the perfect blend of city conveniences and country charm? The Maples has it all and features homes from 5 quality local builders and has amenities including a pool, tennis and pickleball courts, basketball, and soccer areas. Schedule a tour with Maples Realty and Auction today. Call us at 615-896-4740 or visit the Maples of Murfreesboro.com.
Maples Realty and Auction.
More people are choosing to call Tennessee home. New U-Haul data ranks the state 4th in the nation for inbound moves, with Middle Tennessee cities leading the growth. Real estate agents say people are drawn to affordability, job opportunities, and major companies relocating to the area. U-Haul reports many new arrivals are coming from California and Georgia, and agents expect the population growth trend to continue. Carlin Cochran, Access Tennessee News.
Whether it's a cough, a fever, or something you can't quite name, MMC Now makes care easy. Walk right in, get seen quickly, and your visit connects directly to your MMC doctor. Care you trust, with providers you know, with digital check-in and multiple locations around town. MMC Now is here when you need us.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic.
This segment is sponsored by the local Edward Jones office of Lee Colvin. The host of the show and Edward Jones have an existing business relationship. This event is not a testimonial of services provided by Edward Jones financial advisor Lee Colvin.
Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
Back here on Rutherford Issues, and we are powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. Goals written, gym bags packed, houses still glowing as MTE brings fresh energy to Middle Tennessee and beyond. More than power, good energy starts with Middle Tennessee Electric. And speaking of the new year, new goals, Edward Jones financial advisor Lee Colvin joins us this morning for the first time in 2026. Good morning, sir.
Hey, Brian. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm good. Doing well. 2026 marks how many years for you in Rutherford County and Edward Jones? Do you remember?
I have now been with Jones for 20 years.
I thought, was it 16, wasn't it? Or
Yeah. And
not 16.
I've been at Jones for 20 years, and this September, I believe, will make 20 years that I've been on the radio here at WGNS. So it's coming fast.
I knew
19 and a half so far.
It wouldn't be, it would have been 2006 then, right?
Yeah.
No, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think you either got here just before I started or maybe a month or two after I started.
Just right after. Yeah.
Full time.
Yeah, right after.
Of course, you've been here since you were 5, right?
Yeah, ish.
Yeah.
I was in my talking stage at that point. Whatever that was, I guess. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Man, time flies,
It's been
doesn't
a lot. It's been a lot.
Man, a lot has definitely happened, but the calendar is 2026. I knew that 6 stuck out in my mind for some reason, but everybody is, pledging to do this or do that, and one of those things probably is including finances and kind of improving our financial life, but we need a plan. That's kind of what we're going to talk about today, making those New Year's resolutions and making them stick, right?
And certainly. The financial goals, Brian, they consistently top the list of the New Year's resolution. A 2025 CFP board study showed that financial resolutions are prominent with saving more money at 45% and reducing debt at 32%, ranking among the top 3 goals. Now, I think I was doing the third one on New Year's Day. Was that eating a lot or working out? Both. But
well, one kind of makes room for the other, right?
Doesn't it? Yeah. Unfortunately, most resolutions don't last.
You're telling me.
Matter of fact, we're going to look back a little bit. A 2023 Forbes Health poll found that over half of people give up on resolutions by the 4-month mark, and only 1% make it the full year.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Telling you there's a chance. Absolutely.
I would be interested to know, that's half in the first 4 months, how quickly they drop off. Because, many times our goals are a big challenge. And I don't think it's not it's not a lack for a desire to change, but we set these resolutions, and many of them are year after year after year. And like I mentioned before, we don't have that good concrete plan.
Absolutely. And it may be that they try to tackle too many goals at once, or possibly aim higher than what is realistic, setting themselves up for disappointment.
Well, you have brought a few points here that maybe will help us stick to those financial resolutions with Edward Jones financial advisor Lee Colvin. We're going to be kind of a few bullet points. Set smart financial goals, be specific, find an accountable partner, and start small and build up momentum from there. So let's take these one at a time, and, setting the SMART goal financially is where we want to start. And that's the key. That's the base of everything, isn't it?
Certainly. If you need some ideas, these ideas are areas where you may want to focus 2026 on some SMART goals and your financial priorities that matter most to you. 1, regularly review your financial goals and track the progress toward meeting those goals.
Okay.
2, increase your 401k contributions or max out your IRA and or your HSA contributions. 3, pay down debt strategically and negotiate lower interest rate payments. Very important. Just negotiate lower interest rate payments. 4, build an emergency savings fund of 6 to 12 months. We try to get folks started getting up to that 6 months, but then we can always go more if we need to for different situations. And last, save more consistently.
So those are some good baseline points. Setting SMART financial goals, and those are some areas where you may want to look at to start setting those goals. And once those goals are set, you want to talk a little bit about being specific with those goals, right?
That's right. Vague resolutions like save more money are rarely going to succeed. I just want to save more money. Well, okay, sure. And it's rarely to succeed. So instead of just saying a blanket statement, it can help to make goals specific and measurable. For example, Brian, let's say rather than making a resolution to start an emergency fund, commit to a specific goal such as, I will put $100 a month into an emergency fund.
Okay.
This shift from general to specific transforms wishful thinking into actionable steps. And when goals are attainable, it's easier to track progress and stay motivated.
So maybe that's something that we put in our budget. We're going to budget, and this much goes into the emergency fund, set that amount. So that's a good idea.
Definitely.
Finding that accountable partner, that's, with a wife who likes to spend, that's all she does is spend, spend, spend. I try to save and, spend, 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 Heather. But
folks, I'm just waiting for her to walk in this door and slap him.
And get a good pummeling here. But that on a serious note,
Come on, Heather, bring it, girl.
That accountable partner is really key in all this, whoever that might be.
It is. You have to have an accountability partner. I mean, husbands, wives, business partners, friends, investment advisors, attorneys, whoever, tax, right. CPAs, whatever you're using. Consider working with a financial advisor who can help you create a realistic plan around this accountability. Monitor your progress and adjust strategies as are needed. A professional can provide expertise and accountability, making it easier to stay on track throughout the year.
So as part of making a resolution and sticking to it, we've talked about with Edward Jones financial advisor Lee Colvin, setting SMART financial goals, being specific with those, finding an accountability partner, and finally, start small and build momentum. I'm interested to hear what you have to say about that point here.
Are we going back to the food topic? I like that.
Well, that's why you get the side salad. The salad comes first, starting small, right? And then we build momentum to the steak and the potatoes and the broccoli side. Oh, I'm going green beans.
You're saying I don't do dessert first? I mean,
no, we're building momentum up to dessert, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm. Sorry, folks. We've been around here way too long.
20 years, right?
Yeah. It's been a good time. So rather than overhauling the entire financial life all at once, focus on one or two priority areas. Identify where the largest gap exists between your current situation and where you want to be. Then concentrate your energy there.
Makes sense.
Sounds simple.
Yeah.
Right? I think, Brian, breaking larger goals into smaller, manageable actions, it usually makes them less overwhelming, maybe more achievable, and each small win builds confidence and momentum for tackling the next challenge.
Just throwing this in, but maybe you reevaluate in 6 months, and you've accomplished this, so you want to add maybe $150 to that emergency fund, just to kind of build that up as you go along, as that momentum goes along. So, it's something you want to check from time to time. And the New Year's time offers, just a good time to start, renew your motivation. Maybe you've done this many, many times before, and I think these goals, start small, build that momentum, like you mentioned. All of these points will help give that motivation. That's why you have that trainer in there who's there to help motivate, right?
That's it. Have a solid action plan, have specific goals with that action plan, and the right support system. And this could be the year that your financial resolutions finally stick.
If someone would like a financial trainer, a financial advisor like yourself, or any of the great Edward Jones folks here in town, what would they need to do to get in touch?
Brian, because the area is getting so large anymore, I usually try to suggest on here anyway, give my office a call. Let us know that you're wanting to get started. Let us know where you currently are, maybe toward a specific goal. Hey, I'm looking at this, or I'm looking at that, and this is where I am in that. From that, we can kind of talk to you about who you are, what your goals are, where you live, different pieces of the action, and then we can try to find the best advisor in the local market to you, whether it be based on distance, whether it be based on financial need, whether it be based on other parameters. Just working to find who can meet your need best and help you get to that sticky financial resolution. Finally.
Trying to get to stay there, right? Edward Jones financial advisor Lee Colvin joining us on WGNS Murfreesboro, Smyrna.
Jennings and Ayers Funeral Home has served Murfreesboro families with compassion and care since.
Subscribe to Big G TV, local content that matters to Rutherford County.